think to yourself, why do people argue for limitations? Why do people argue for what they can't do or what is beyond their capacity to achieve? Like, why do people argue for that? Where's the sense in that, the logic in that? What is the spiritual reasoning behind that? And what I'm realizing is when people do this, it's because every one of us has the capacity to create our reality. And thus, if you are arguing for your limitations, you've created these limitations. And your mind wants to feel validated for what it's created. So it's trying to keep what it's created as real. And as long as these limitations are acknowledged and enforced, then it's like the mind feels in control. It feels empowered, even if it's something that doesn't really serve you, because we all have the freedom to create. And so a lot of times people are arguing for things that they claim they don't want, but at the same time, they feel more out of control without having the thing they don't want. And then the complaining about something only magnifies whatever you're already focusing on. So it's like you're focusing on a limitation and it's going to magnify that limitation. It's going to make the limitation even bigger. And so if you want to remove the limitation, you have to get to a quiet space, because when you're complaining, your highest self, your inner self, is bringing these solutions to you, but it can't reach you with complaining on the surface. So you have to get yourself to be quiet. And once you get to a quiet place, your inner being will start bringing solutions to yourself. You'll have a thought that'll say, hey, here's what you should do. Or you'll have a synchrony of thought that'll connect different ideas into a common solution that you probably just couldn't get the clarity to have or see before. And so your highest self, your inner self, is trying to communicate to you how to get to where you really have your highest desire, but you have to quiet your mind. You know, some say meditation, but a lot of people, when they meditate, they never get to a place of quieting their mind. That might require unplugging from social media technology, stop listening to videos like these. And as you can tell, I'm intentionally taking these gaps to be quiet. Maybe focus on the sound of birds chirping or the wind blowing, the cars humming if you're in an urban environment. But let yourself inside become quiet. And as soon as you get pulled to some thought, focus on that car humming, that train buzzing, the birds humming, the breeze blowing, and let the solutions come to you. There's no reason to argue for limitations. It's just your mind, your ego self, wanted to validate that it exists and that it's capable of creating. But it's not creating what you really want. So why not create what you really want? And to create what you really want, you gotta quiet yourself so you can reprogram. Because currently, if you are holding on to limitations, if you're arguing for your limitations, your current programming is negative. And so you gotta